Hi, this is the Vedic Astrologer with the April 2015 reading for Vedic Cancer. Please do check your Vedic signs. They are different than Western signs, so check it out. I've got a whole deal about that down below. Okay, so for Vedic Cancer, it looks like there's something that you're working on. It's like a big thing that you're working on, that you've been working on and pouring a lot of energy into. And then there's like all these like small irritating things that like keep coming up and diverting your attention, diverting your energy, and feeling like they're getting you farther away from where you want to be. I feel like you're trying to build your way to a future. And I feel like you keep being defeated along the way. The advice is to kind of sit tight because it is actually building something that you can't really quite see or that's like not quite within your vision. All these streams that you feel like are wasted are not actually. They are providing a timeout in some way. Maybe just keeping you from A, from over-focusing on a situation, or B, from like rushing into something that's not quite ready yet, that's not quite done cooking. So yeah, I feel like if there is some separation between like what you really want to be doing and like what you have to do on a day-to-day basis, I think that's actually kind of ordained or something, or like just kind of that's okay for now. Although it may be stressing you out, I feel like. Yeah, you may feel like you don't have enough to give to the people that you really care about or something, and worry that you're going to fall back into like a negative pattern or something and lose kind of the ground that you've gained. But I think that, yeah, again, there's like I think you're just finishing up something. You know, like you're wrapping up the end of like a certain cycle or a certain period of time, a certain set of concerns. You're wrapping up the end of that and getting ready to kind of step out into like a whole new kind of belief system and also just like way of being in the world because of that belief system. And I do again get this sense of distraction though. I think the distraction is part of the process. I think you're going to have the opportunity this month. This has been coming up a lot so far, actually. I think you're going to have the opportunity this month to kind of get a real vivid view of your foundation, of like where you learned the belief systems that you currently hold. And then you will have the option to kind of cut those loose or to stick in further to the ones that seem right to you. But yeah, this is a big month for reflection and for cutting away. But for you, it feels less like, I think for Gemini, it was coming up as, or maybe for Taurus, it was coming up as like, it's time to just cut bait, you know. But for Cancer, it's coming up more as like, it's just a really solid view into those foundational issues, you know. Which just allows you a better vision as to how you would like to proceed in the future. Because I think you're going to appreciate what your foundation is built on, even if you don't agree with all of the tenets, or even if you don't like the way that all of the kind of offshoots from that have worked out, you know, or have worked out in your family life, in your historical family life, or are working out in your current family life. But I feel like you're going to have a much better vision about it, which is going to allow you to proceed with more clarity. Yeah. Yeah, again, it's like, it's just a time of like opening up old wounds. Old demons are like ready to kind of open up, swirl around, and be released. It's a good time for letting things go, letting old patterns go, letting old ways of being that are not serving you go. To open up to a new way of proceeding and a new freedom. There's a lot of freedom that's available to you this month by cutting away that old stuff. Kind of keeping only the heart of it, you know? That's kind of what I'm seeing, is keeping only the heart of the values, the intentions, you know, but cutting away all the stuff that has been harmful. I think this can happen fairly quickly for you, where you will feel fairly brave about this activity or this action, ready to ride in there, you know, and ready to reclaim your power in a lot of ways, which I think has been kind of a long time coming. Yeah, I think this is all moving you towards like your vision of the future. But yeah, it's definitely like a go back to go forward kind of month for a lot of people. For some of you, I think you'll be going into a place or a space internally or physically where you used to kind of feel very rich, or feel like, you know, the gods had smiled on you with like all the things you'd been given or something, and kind of taking out of there like only what is still relevant to you, like letting go of this idea that you need to be sort of like weighed down in other people's appreciation even, you know? It feels like it's positive things that people are heaping on you in a way, but that you need to be strong enough to kind of come out with only what's valuable to you, you know? Only what mirrors your insides. And that's going to lead you forward into the future. Like, because I feel like people, yeah, it feels like people may be very complimentary of you or something, or maybe like all about you for some reason this month. Either they are in the present sort of all about like, oh, this is so great and you're so great, or else like you're kind of returning to a place in which that was kind of the case. And it feels like what you need to do is come out of that, not get your head turned by that in a way, and listen to your intuition and come out of that only with what is healthy for you, only with what you value about yourself. And I feel like you value it because you've really worked for it. I feel like it is about balance and peace of mind. Yeah, again, kind of don't. And that may lead you, or I don't know, you may just have a moment where you kind of, with this newfound appreciation, or with what you appreciate about yourself, it may make you turn towards another goal more strongly and help you to see past what other people are pushing on you as what you should value to what you actually value, not just about yourself. I feel like you have a moment to reclaim what you value about yourself, and that makes you more strongly see what you value in life or what you value about another person, and maybe begin to head towards it. And this could be something you had lost faith in, or that had ended badly. But I think there's a chance for renewal here. Right, like it feels like it might be something that everybody else is like, oh, you don't need to worry about. Like if it's a relationship, even just a friendship that like did not end very well, but other people are sort of like on your side and like, oh my gosh, no, she was so terrible or whatever. And like, you don't even have to worry about that, you know. But I feel like you may feel the need to heal it, you know, and to renew it somehow, because I feel like what's important is that you not listen to other people's chatter about what's morally right and about what's valuable and who is the champion, who's the winner, kind of. Because it's kind of irrelevant, you know, like, you know the truth, I feel like. And not even that the truth has to be some dark, terrible secret, but just that, like, you know, if you're feeling an urge to reconnect with someone, you should really follow up on that this month. This may involve the loss of a dream somehow. Or something that you would put out of your mind. But yeah, I think there's an opportunity for healing this month that was going to make you very happy. Very happy. And kind of put you back on the right track as well. And just, yeah, get a real sense of like joy. So, yeah. And even if it doesn't like work out, sorry, I had a flying card there. Yeah, I get a real sense of joy here. And I feel like this may not be the moment in which it can be completed or something, or it may not be able to come to full fruition, because there may still be some necessary distance or soul searching or just like some other stuff that needs to be done. And that may hurt to kind of come back together. This is very much mirroring another reading I did earlier. But that may hurt to kind of come back together and then go apart again. But I don't think that the split is permanent. I feel like for right now, it can't be fully enacted. But I think that the time will come after quite a bit of work, after some time, and after some soul searching on maybe your part, maybe on the other person's part, maybe both, where you can kind of get this really on the right track and on kind of like higher ground and good footing, good solid footing. Yeah, it feels like all this kind of rain or just like trouble is necessary to like feed the little acorn that's going to grow into an oak tree, is what it feels like there. So I hope that's helpful for you, Cancers. And yeah, please get in touch if you'd like a personal reading. My email address is theivyleagueastrologer@gmail.com, and my info is down below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.